Hello, this is Naya from She Builds Again, and I have a very handsome guest here with me today. This is my husband, Marquez, and we have been living here in Bali for 3 years together with our family. We have two kids, and we moved here. I was 35 years old when we moved to Bali, and thank you so much. And we're here for breakfast, and we just got some coconuts, and my husband's going to order some food in a second. You can go ahead and order if you want. But I wanted to chat with him about our experience here and living as a family. And so it's just going to be a raw conversation. And I just want to hear his thoughts, my thoughts, our thoughts together about life here as a Black couple from Bermuda. And hopefully this resonates with you if you're thinking about moving. I hope that you're interested in relocating. This is really for any couples or families that really don't feel like they are thriving where they are. Maybe it's one partner, maybe it's both. But as a family unit, you all have to be on the same page in order to really grow and thrive. I'm going to shoot some questions at my husband, and he's a jokester and he likes to make a lot of jokes. He's really funny. Yeah, this is going to be unscripted, but we're going to share a little bit of our experience. So, Marquez, start by telling us a little bit. Do you feel, as a Black person living in Bali, what has been your experience overall? What have been some of the highs and some of the lows from you, from your perspective?
Since I moved to Bali, I haven't really experienced too many issues around race. When we moved to Bali, we predominantly focused around Canggu area and around our son's education. So he moved into CCS, Canggu Community School, and things have been great, as great as it could be. But I think he's thriving. He's doing very well in school.
Academically.
Academically, yes,
Yeah.
academically. Struggling with a few other like social issues, but all in all, I think that's been great. I joined a football team, very well received, and playing a little bit of paddle, not too much. I still don't think it's a real sport, but it's quite enjoyable. But all in all, I think I've been well received. I haven't really experienced too many aggressions around like race and things like that.
So basically, we were having this conversation about our experience with racism, and I don't think it's a thing here in the sense of when you're an adult. I think what, at least in my opinion, is you get to pick the circles that you're in, right? When you're an adult, you get to be, okay, I like this. This place makes me feel safe. I'll stay here. Whereas when you're a younger person, like a child, and you're in a school with people that you don't really get to pick and choose, that's where we've experienced just a few instances. And I wouldn't even call them racism, but I would call them maybe people that have been sheltered and haven't taught their children, their white children, how to properly communicate with Black children, how to speak in a way that's respectful. So there's been like some teasing, and kids tease each other. We understand that kids bully each other. It's normal. We were bullied. It's part of life. But in our son's case, he's been made fun of specifically because he's the only brown kid and he stands out. And so that's the hard challenge that we've had to navigate as a family, because it's weird because he's actually friends with the kids that have said these comments, but it doesn't take away the sting that it leaves on our son and the impact that it's left on him in terms of decreased confidence slightly or increased anxiety. And I would say in general, he lives like an awesome life. He has so many friends from all over the world. He has friends from Russia. He has friends from all across Europe. He has friends from different parts of Asia. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Friends from Australia, friends from England. But I would say that those have been just some of the things that we've noticed in terms of experiences that he's having to carry and shoulder. As adults, I don't feel like loud mic. As adults, I don't feel like we've had that because I feel safe with our friends. I feel safe with all of we are for sure visible minorities within our school community, but I haven't felt uncomfortable with it. Thankfully, I think actually Marquez is probably the saving grace because he's like the fun one. He's like all the people just love him and gravitate toward him, whereas I'm like introverted in my show. Marquez is like the social butterfly. And so he like really has helped to break the ice with a lot of different like friends circles and friends groups. And so we have friends from one couple, they're Malaysian and French. And we have friends that are like from England, and we have friends from all over the world. One couple that we're close friends with are Brazilian and Australian. We have some friends from all over. And I don't feel like they ever make us feel uncomfortable or different. And we have even some maybe small conversations around race. But I think for us, that's been like the main thing is like with our son and some of the like the small microaggressions that maybe people aren't even aware of. That's probably been our experience mostly. So, next question. How do you feel like you have changed or grown since we moved to Bali?
Oh, okay. So, well, grown or changed? That's an interesting question.
You want me to share first?
Okay.
Okay.
You go first.
So, do you want me to reflect on how I feel you've changed or how I've changed
Sure.
recently?
You could like let's hear this. I want to hear it.
I would say one way that I've seen him step up and change is to become more focused on our family as a unit. And the reason why I say that is because when we lived in Bermuda, my husband had so many competing priorities. So he had his family, like his family unit, his mom, his brother, who we grew up with. And it was almost like he had two different families. Do you know what I mean? And he was like always struggling to put our family unit first. Whereas I feel since we've been here, it's like a no brainer because we're the family that he's surrounded by all the time. And yes, obviously, he still loves his family in Bermuda and he still loves his mom, he still communicates with his mom. But I just feel like we're number one now. And I think that took a long time because he was just so used. He actually has a twin brother. So, like, they were very close growing up. And I think it took some time for him to just focus on our family unit, like as the priority, and then like his other family as like obviously another important part of his life, but not the priority. And so that's one positive change I've seen. He's also been working hard to multitask everything, and it's super, super hard always. But like he has work. One of the biggest challenges since we moved here is that he works US hours. Bermuda and the East Coast are pretty much like the same, an hour different. And so he's up late at night. And that's really hard sometimes for him as a dad who also wants to be present for his family. But he's tried his best. So he's up usually like in the evenings working between 8 o'clock and hopefully in bed by 3, but more like 4, sometimes 5. So that's like really hard on the body. But he's like really just been an awesome breadwinner who stepped into that role in the last year, which has been
2 years.
that last 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 years. Even since like I had our second child, I told him the other day, I was like, I don't think I would have had a second child if we did not move here because I was so stretched to my limit running a business and having our oldest son and just all the other things that we were trying to manage. It was too much. And so I think coming here allowed us to grow our family in that respect as well. How do you feel like you've changed or grown?
I would say probably one of the biggest changes I've made, especially with the change in our working situation, is how I've had to establish boundaries. One of the biggest struggles around nighttime work is I just felt like less energetic and things like that. So I've had to prioritize and set like really strong boundaries around certain things, around sleep and things like that, which typically I'd never really had to do. So that was probably one of the largest changes. But then it's obviously spread throughout other aspects of my life because one thing I've always struggled with is kind of boundaries. So I think that has been a good thing because it's allowed me to focus around the family more so as well, because I'm establishing those boundaries as well around like who we play with, who our son plays with, and what he can do, and what we introduce into Zacchaeus' life and things like that, and what I allow in my family's life. So I think that was probably been the biggest change. I've been pretty consistent in all the things, right? You think so?
Yes. Yeah. You said you've been consistent in other things?
Yeah, it's been like the same. And
The
other
heart of
aspects.
the challenge, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, around I think the boundaries was probably the biggest thing about it. I was always like yes, I'll do that. Yes, I'll do that. And it allowed you to be pulled in multiple directions and just left you a little scatterbrained. But when you're working nights and things like that, and you're just low on energy and you're trying to multitask all the other things with family as well, I think that it could leave you very depleted. And I'm getting older, so that's one of the other things. Feeling it.
Yeah, we're
I'm
both
feeling
feeling it.
it.
Yeah, I think so. We had our second child when I was 37, going 38, I think. Yeah, it takes a lot of energy. I didn't realize, like, thank goodness we have a really good nanny. We like literally rely on her, like, she's like our third parent because we just need her for different reasons. I need her for just extra help when he's sleeping because before when our son was small he was like the primary parent pretty much, like he was just so gung-ho about being a parent and would do everything. Like I was like, how can I help? Like I was figuring out like where can I fit in. But with our second, I've had to take the lead on a lot of the roles and try to manage our son and the baby as well. And so it's been a change for me as well. But yes, for sure, his energy levels have decreased, but he's still very active. Everyone calls him the fun dad. That's how he's known around Canggu, Bali. He's literally the fun dad because you don't see dads like I know dads play with their kids, but you don't see them like actively playing with the whole group of kids. And Marquez is that dad. He involves all of Zaki's friends, all of Zaki's like peers, of even not just his school like classmates, but the year above as well. Because our son has a lot of friends that are in the year ahead of him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really. I think that's been fun as well. Like just seeing like his identity over here. He's literally changed my experience since I moved here. So when we first moved out, it was me and my son, and we were here for 1 month before Marquez could leave his job and come over because he had to give like proper notice, but he also had a lot of things going on in Bermuda. And I remember that 1 month, oh my gosh, or it was probably like a month or 6 weeks. And our son was just becoming more introverted. Our social circle was so small. And then as soon as Marquez came over, he like breathed his like energy and social nature into it. And we just started to make so many more friends, and it just helped us both. And I think the whole family like acclimatize that much quicker because he has that kind of like bubbly personality. Like you can't even see it in this video because he's like freezing up a little bit in front of the camera, but he is literally the social anchor of our family. Like he puts in so much work to like just make everyone feel comfortable and happy and safe, and it's like really cool. But what do you feel like you want to see from our family in the future, like living in Bali, like for how who knows how long we'll be here, but what would be like a hope or goal or something that you want to see us continue to work at that we haven't already done well yet?
One thing I've always wanted, because since we came to Indonesia, we haven't really seen other parts of Indonesia. We've spent a lot of time traveling back and forth to Bermuda and things like that. But I would like to see us see more of Indonesia as a whole. Like, I think that is an experience that we can see, because one thing about Canggu, it's very, I guess you can say, non-Indonesian. We've been here for 3.5 years. We speak very little Bahasa. Our baby speaks more Bahasa than us. She's only 2. Our son, he's doing really good in Bahasa. He's better than us. And we're the adults. And we've been here. We have like we have interactions and things in the markets, but we speak very little Bahasa and we haven't made it a priority. So one of the things I would like to see is engage more in the culture, learn a little bit more of the language, see what else Indonesia has to offer, just to see more freedom and take like the remote working to like the next level, I think.
What do you mean?
Like where we can actually move around, because I think we stay put.
I think the challenge is also with his work though. Like as much as we want to travel, we can't go to like a far off place in Indonesia without a good infrastructure and Wi-Fi, right? Because like even us, we tried to travel to one of the islands, Nusa Penida, and the Wi-Fi was not good. Like we were staying in like the hotel lobby. It was like this little kind of boutique triangle little units or villas or whatever. And we had to try to like get Wi-Fi anywhere we could, and it was not easy. So yes, so I think the thing is like what
Remember
we want.
you tried to leave early? You was like, I think we need to check out.
Yeah, like I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't really like it. And it was also like raining. I think our son was sick. He had an ear infection. Well, I don't know if I was sick, but it was just like, yeah, not the best trip altogether. But like as much as we want to
Would you
travel,
go back there to do some Trinidad?
I would try a different island like
Okay.
Lombongan, or I feel like there's a lot of places we haven't tried. So there's so many places we want to try, like East Bali, like Ahmed, we've heard good things. Like we want to explore, but he works. And so if we're out in Timbuktu, then we don't get good Wi-Fi, then that impacts his hours, that impacts our income. So I think that's it's like our desire to travel more, but then we also have the logistics of being a remote working family. We have to just prioritize our routine because of certain aspects and realities of like how we make money and how we live. So yeah, for sure, I want to travel more. I think that's one interesting thing I've learned since I moved to Indonesia and to Bali is that there's so much diversity in even just within Bali itself. Like we're from a very small island. So Bermuda is 21 square miles. You can go from one end of the island to the other in 1 hour. And so for me, I found that a little bit like boring. I just felt like there was a little limiting, right? But here, you can go to the mountains, you can go to the what is it called? Rice paddy fields. You can go to, there's so much, like the beaches. We haven't even explored everything. And that's in Bali. And then in Indonesia, there's even more like rich diversity of just landscapes and beautiful things. There's Borneo, which has all these cool different types of animals. There's Komodo, and there's even like these sailboats that take you, like, I don't know, from where, but to Komodo, and like you travel on a yacht.
That's
I'm
one
like,
I want to do.
yeah, I think that would be so cool to experience as a family. Like it would just add to our experience here, and I think just give us a new, even deeper appreciation for Indonesia and the people and the
I'd
cultures.
say that's a big difference between Bermuda. I feel like Bermuda has a big boating life, and
Yeah, we don't get.
Bali doesn't really have too much of that.
Yeah, I think obviously there are boats, but remember, there's also like rainy season, and sometimes there's like incidents on the boats, and you're like,
Oh yeah,
okay,
some of the ferries have sunk.
yeah, so it's like I'm not gonna take that boat over there. But yeah, what would you say has been like the best memory that, or a best place that we visited, or best memory that we've made from the little places that we have traveled to?
I actually like Nusa Penida. I know you guys didn't like it because there was no Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi was dodgy, but I liked Nusa Penida. We found that a nice little day club.
Yeah, so it was called
It saved the trip. It saved the
Green
trip.
Kubu or
Yeah, Green
Green
Kubu.
Kubu or something like that.
I think
And
the
it
name's
was
changed now, but yeah.
so apparently it might have a different name, but it was called Green Kubu. It was like literally in walking distance from our little place where we were staying. And it had everything. It had good food, it had good music, like a nice little vibe. It had like little shows as well, like the like fire dancers and things like that. And it was really cool. And like a
Yeah.
pool for our son.
Yeah, and it overlooked like a channel between islands, so it was like very picturesque. I liked it. I actually prefer being more remote and things and out in the jungle area and stuff. Not
Yeah.
the other.
No, I also, but I think for us, like it'd be nice to just take a vacation and not have to work if we did that. So another place that I personally really love is Ubud. Like I don't know, whenever I go there in Bali, like I just feel like it's the real Bali. I feel like it's green. I feel like my energy restores. I feel like just connected to the people and the culture even more. Like in Canggu, it's literally this bubble, this expat created bubble where, yeah, you have all the amenities, the restaurants and everything. Oh, thank you so much. It looks delicious. That looks really good. I'll show. This is my husband's food. It's really good. So yeah, you can eat if you want. They have all like the amenities and things like that, like the restaurants, the good spas, even the community, expat community, the schools. But I think, yeah, it's man-made. It's not real, in my opinion. Like it's,
Very curated lifestyle.
yeah, and you don't get to, your exposure to locals is just like the people that work with you versus having like more connections. And I think that, yeah, that's one downside of Canggu for sure. So I think hopefully that's what we have in store is like more travel as a family, more lessons. One thing I want to see from us before I wrap up this video, because my husband wants to eat, is yeah, I just want us to like all be in a place where we're all thriving. And so I feel as a family, we all each individually have needs. My husband has needs with work. I have needs with just fulfillment and mental health. Our kids have needs. And I just want to make sure that we all have what we need. We're all taken care of. We have a routine that supports all of us to be the healthiest, happiest, whole version of ourselves. Because that was the reason that we took this risk and we relocated, right? But it's been like trial and error a little bit. Like sometimes I'm really happy and he's not. And sometimes maybe we're happy, but our son is struggling in certain areas. And so, yeah, that's what we have to do, like that balancing act to make sure we're all good. Anyways, thanks for joining with us. I'm going to have Marquez on another video soon. And if you have any questions for us as a Black family that are living here, let us know in the comments. And we'd love to hear like you said, we've had a really great experience overall. We've met really good friends. We've had an awesome time in Bali. We're just trying to navigate the highs and lows as a family together. So that's it. Okay. See you in the next video.
Bye.